Welcome back, everyone, to our First Time Travelers vlog series on our Viking River Cruise Grand European Tour. This is part 2 to our pre-booking information video. This video did go a bit long, so don't forget to use the chapter feature and come back as you need. We're going to cover the Silver Spirits package, cabin options, deck differences, and what to consider when looking for money exchanges. We ask you to like this video and subscribe as we are in the process of forming this series that will cover our 3-week cruise with extensions. I want to encourage you to also share this video with your friends that may be planning or booking a cruise in the future. Thanks again and enjoy. Hi everyone, I'm Steve.
And I'm Lisa, and we're first-time travelers.
This video is an addendum to our first round of Viking River Cruise Grand European Christmas Market Tour information about booking, some things that we've noticed and that we had to incur, and as a follow-up to that video, we realized that there were a couple things that we forgot. On top of it, we did get a couple questions from a few subscribers, viewers, and I think they're pertinent enough that we need to add them to this video. So I hope you enjoy this video. I do want to say thank you to all of those of you who have viewed round number 1 and have liked our video and subscribed. We're hoping that we can get the information out to you that you need. Don't hesitate to send me a comment. I do answer back all comments and questions. So with all of that, let's get started.
The Silver Spirits add-on package.
One of the add-ons you can do that is on the myvikingjourney.com website is Silver Spirits package. The one thing that we've learned through all of the videos that we've watched and the research that we've done is most adults do enjoy regular occurrences of adult beverages when they cruise, either on a big cruise ship or on a river cruise. And so the Silver Spirits package is the add-on for a Viking River cruise. And for our 14-day cruise, it is at a cost of $299 per person. So I need you to understand that as a requirement, that if one person of the package in your room, either your partner, your spouse, your friend, so on, if you want that package, the other person is required to have it also. So if I was going to buy it, Lisa would have to have it also. With that in mind, wine and beer are served at lunch and dinner. And that's free of charge. That's part of your package. No problem. Wine and beer at your lunch and dinner meal. Before dinner drinks, after dinner drinks, cocktails at the witching hour, whatever, not part of the package. The Silver Spirits package lets you select, though, premium wines at dinner. I'm not sure about lunch. From my research, dinner most certainly, it's offered on the menu if you have the Silver Spirits that you can select a higher quality wine. Those of you who are wine connoisseurs, this might definitely be something that you feel that you have to have. Do understand that Viking wants to make money on this package. So there are certain things that you have to follow as rules with this package. For instance, there is basically a limit on per drink spending. Also, they're not going to let you go out of your way and drink, crazy. So I am pretty OCD, and I do things pretty much by the numbers. And if I do the math correctly on our 14-day trip, that's $20 per day. Drinks are roughly $10 to $15 per. So to break even, you have to drink two to three drinks per day to break even, make money. I know that that's not a problem for me. I could possibly do it. Caveat is with free wine and beer at lunch, I'm not so sure. How about you, Lisa?
No, I don't think I could do it, Steve. I think one drink before in the afternoon and one at dinner is all I could probably handle.
So with that in mind, the math says that this is not an option. I do know that because we're going to be attending the Christmas Markets Tour, right, Glühwein is one of the big things that everybody in all their videos have said you want to partake in. So if let's say we go to Christmas markets after lunch, and I have beer wine at lunch, and then I drink Glühwein, I'm not sure if I'm going to be ready for beer wine for dinner, and then maybe drinks after or drinks before dinner. I mean, you're going to have to ask yourself, what is your limit? On top of it, we are taking a couple excursions that have wine tasting involved. It just seems to me that you're going to have to ask yourself how much alcohol you really plan to drink on the ship. The thing that it is really important for me is that with the silver spirits, you don't have to worry about paying for drinks at the end of your trip. We have chosen not to do the silver spirits. We figure that, once in a while we'll have a cocktail. I don't think I'll upgrade the wine, but once in a while. Those drinks that we will order will come due payment-wise at the end of the trip.
Intro to cabins and decks.
Okay, one of the things that we did not cover on the last video was what cabin should you select, and it's all relative also to what deck you want to be on. So let's do this. Knowing that this could be a very difficult decision because it's the most costly decision you're going to make, you're going to want to have some information prior to deciding what cabin you're going to select. Now, mind you, you will select a cabin. There didn't seem in our booking process the option to have somebody else select our cabin. Our travel agent at AAA, Yesenia, it was Jody at that time, said, this cabin is open. Great, let's go with that cabin. And it was in the selection that we wanted. So with that being said, the main idea that I can come up with, are, number one, what do you want to spend? And this could allow you to spend more on excursions. If you scale down on your room costs, excursions, you can splurge a little bit more. Number two, how much area do you need in a room? So do you need a sitting area, knowing that you could find sitting areas on the middle deck, the upper deck, the top deck? I mean, there's a lot of sitting areas. Do you need one in your room? Number three, do you need a water view, a river view? Do you need to sit on the water, on a balcony? These are all questions you need to ask yourself, and they cost more money. Number four, Do you get claustrophobia? I get claustrophobia. So the lower deck basic rooms do not have a window that can be opened. So something to consider. Number 5.
Motion sickness, something that I get severely. We have researched and found that the cabins in the middle of the ship tend to be the less roly-poly. So do understand that rivers rarely get bumpy, so this is really not a big issue, and that's why we're going on the longboat on the river instead of an ocean cruise.
Right. So these are things to consider. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the different decks.
Longship decks.
We're going to look at the different decks on a ship, a longship for a river cruise, and this may also help you understand which cabin you're going to possibly select. There are 4 decks on a longship. The first deck is the main or lower deck. Just know that this deck is below water level. The thing that you have to understand, you will have to go down a set of stairs to get to that deck, meaning that to do anything on the Longship, you will have to at least go up one set of stairs each day to exit the ship, or go up another set of stairs to get to the lounge, to the meeting area, and so on. So stairs is going to be a part of your equation. It's just how it runs. The second deck is the middle or second deck. And this is where the exit and entry point is on the ship. There is a restaurant on this level, and when the ship is tethered to other ships in port, this is the level where other people in other ships, maybe even you on your ship, will have to go through another ship to get to port. So it's basically the main level of the ship. The next level is the upper or third deck, and this floor has the lounge, the general meeting area, the aquavit terrace. You will also find the computers, the library, cookies and coffee station. To say the least, this level seems to have the most on it. So having a cabin on that level might very well be your option. You will pay more. Then, of course, at the very top of the ship is the top deck, and this is the open air area. It's where there are some games, viewing. During the summer, people spend a lot of time up here. I think they even serve drinks up there for you. So this is very much a possible option for your free time out of your room.
Longship cabins.
Okay, so let's now look at the cabin options. There are multiple cabin options on each level of the lower level, the mid-level, and upper level. Let's take a look at the standard cabin. As we said before, this cabin is below water level. It does have 2 portholes that do not open. That's the only view you're going to have from your room of the river. They tend to be rather small. As you can see, they're only 150 square feet in size. It just seems that it would be for the money probably the best option. Keep in mind, you will need to use 1 or 2 flights of stairs every day to get to the ship's exit, get wherever you need for meetings and so on. If you do not care for a river view and realize you do not want to spend that much money, this is definitely the option for you. These rooms are on the same deck that the crew lives on. So do understand you'll be seeing them in passing. Honestly, I personally wouldn't want to be in one of these cabins because I do get claustrophobia, and I think if I spent too much time in there, it would become an issue. I know that I don't plan to spend a lot of time in my cabin. Next cabin, the French balcony cabins. Now, these cabins are actually smaller than a standard cabin. And one positive thing you do have is that you have a river water view. What you'd have is a floor to ceiling sliding glass door that you can open from the end of your room, and it would feel pretty much like you're on the water. You can't exit that sliding glass door, but you do have the view, you do have the breeze, the ambiance. My thoughts, and by the way, these rooms, these cabins are only on the mid-level. They're only on that level. My thoughts are that the bottom line is, do you want a river view, water view, and not have to walk up and down multiple sets of stairs to activities in the lounge and so on? If you don't mind having the water view and the stairs, then saving money and being in a standard cabin is definitely your option. But once again, you have to consider those other items. The next cabin is the Veranda A cabin. And by the way, there are A and B cabins. Just know they're exactly the same cabin, but Veranda B cabins are on the mid-level only. Veranda A cabins are on the upper deck level. This was actually the cabin that we selected. We selected a Veranda A, knowing that we were on the third floor. We go up one set of stairs, and we can pretty much do everything. We also wanted to have a balcony. That's what a Veranda A, B cabin has, is a balcony. So you can go sit outside and have some quiet time. Those of you who are taking a cruise during the summer, this may very well be something that you might want, just because you might want to be able to sit outside and enjoy some quiet space. Don't forget, the top deck, you can do the same thing too. Do keep in mind that each Longship does have a one-person elevator. This is the elevator that the crew is going to use to bring your luggage up to your room, but there is an elevator if you do have a debility that causes you to not be able to do stairs. We have definitely considered this with Lisa's Parkinson's, so we do have that option. There is no elevator to go down to the lower level, so you can keep that one in mind. The next cabin option is the Veranda Double A Suites. For all intents and purposes, it's a Veranda A because they're on that level, but with a sitting area. If you want quiet privacy and need that in a room setting, then this is the option for you. Do you understand you're going to pay more than you will for a Veranda A? The Double A provides that sitting area. We didn't feel that was necessary. I tend to get up rather early, and I'm just going to go out and get my coffee and sit in the lounge, sit aquavit. I definitely know how to make things work and go find some privacy early in the morning. But do understand you get quite a bit extra room with that extra seating area, and that comes to the tune of about 70 square feet. So that adds quite a bit to the size of your room. Last but not least is the Explorer Suite. The Explorer Suite is the largest of all the cabins, and there's only 2. Something that I forgot to mention with the Veranda AA's, there's only 7. So do keep in mind that with both of these, you need to make sure that you book quickly for your cruise. We booked a year and a half in advance, and we were okay with our selection. We weren't going to go for the Explorer, which I think at that time, June of 2021, it was over $10,000 per person for the room. We, once again, didn't see the necessity for that. So there's 2 Explorers, there's 7 Veranda AA's. They are located only on the 3rd upper deck, and are 2 times the size of a Veranda A room. So it's large. There is a really nice thing about the Explorer Suites. They come pretty well stocked with everything that you get. You get complimentary silver spirits. You have free laundry service, priority boarding, and the perks go on. Oh, and your refrigerator is stocked daily. So you might say that it's well worth the money spent for the Explorer room. Personally, if you have the money, it definitely might be worth it.
Money exchanging options and more.
One of the questions that we did get from our first video was, how were we going to use money exchange systems? I recently tried to contact local banks. I went to my credit union. They didn't do any currency exchange. Contacted a couple banks, and you had to have an account with them for them to order some currency that you needed, some euros. I feel I need to probably have on my possession probably 50 euros all the time. I feel safe at least having some currency, although most everywhere in Europe, cards are used. So if you don't have the access to get currency, then maybe your bank will provide that service for you. I will have to say, we live close to a mall that has a kiosk in it that does make currency exchange. We're going to pick up roughly $50 worth of euros before we leave. If we feel that we need to have more currency exchange, get more currency, we'll go ahead and we'll pay the airport rate. Airport rate is the worst there is. The exchanges at the airports are not a good option. Now, we have been to Hungary and saw a Rick Steves video where he talked about using ATMs. This is what I can recommend. Do not use some janky ATM just sitting around. Don't use those. Use only bank ATMs. You see a well-established bank with an ATM, go there. They generally will have an option for English, and you go ahead and then you make your withdrawal on your ATM debit card. If you have your code for a credit card, you can even do it that way too. The exchange rates are pretty good. We had great success, no problems. I've heard several times of people getting taken or somebody having access to their account through those questionable ATMs. Another option is to take a prepaid, rechargeable cash debit card. My nephews went to Europe. they were younger. They were roughly 19, 18, 19. And so my sister and her husband could recharge it as they needed. They did have a little bit of a problem with it and had some money taken in a bad usage of the card, and they were able to reestablish the card, new passcode and so on, and have my sister recharge it with money. So look into that. I don't think that that's an option for us, and I feel very comfortable using the ATMs. The last thing I want to bring up is pickpockets. Do understand they will be around the money vending locations. They will hang out around the ATMs to see how much money you take and will play off of that. Once again, my sister and my brother-in-law were in Italy, and they were at a train station, pulled out $600 or 600 euros, and he, being an he was a retired PD, thought, let's split this up. And it just, the timing wasn't good, and her ability to open up her bag and so on, not good. So he just held on to it and put it in his pocket. They were in the train station. A strange person on the tarmac came up and grabbed their bags as if it was a service, and somebody else was there. They went to pay him and for his service, which he was not tied to the trains. We're going to have a segue in just a second. And all of his money was pickpocketed by the other person, the accomplice. There are people otherwise known as gypsies in many of the big cities, and you do need to be on the lookout. Have some kind of a money belt, have some kind of under your garment, cross-shoulder bag that is concealed. Putting money in your pocket in big crowds only opens you up to having your pockets picked. So just understand, anybody that looks strange or trying to be odd around you, just tell them to stand back. I have reason to believe that Viking on the city tours know about this. Their leaders know this, and their tour directors. And so when we're in our large groups, I know that would be a signal for pickpockets. I would think that they would know what the indicators are to be watchful of. So anyways, if you go out by yourself, which we do plan to go into the Christmas markets by ourselves, we're just going to know that we're going to protect our money and put it in special places and not carry large amounts of it either. So,
and I suggest the Lululemon bag that we'll show you right now.
Lisa got the Lululemon cross-shoulder bag and has several pockets in it. We'll have that in the description for you too. Anyways, that's the end of our time together. Once again, we're roughly 150 days out from our tour, our Viking River Cruise Grand European Christmas Markets Tour. And we'll have a couple more videos probably before we leave, and then look forward to showing you our time in Europe. So I'm Steve.
And I'm Lisa.
And we are First Time Travelers. Safe travels.